Hey everyone, got Mke
Hello,
Koenigs here.
everybody. We have a very special show today. I would like to, first of all, we were going to have Fireman Mike Lemoyne on today, but he's got an illness in his family, so he was unable to join us. But and so that I didn't have to forget the name that I was going to be talking to, we've got a very special guest today. We've got my boss, Mr. Mke Koenigs, on the call. Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm good. How about you, man?
I'm doing great. Doing super. We're going to have a full house today. Everybody, we've got extra folks on the call to answer your chat or answer your questions in chat. We will have a questions answer session after the call is over, and so if any of your questions don't get answered during the call, we will make sure that the gals that are on the call with us, Meredith and Carrie Lee, I believe, are on with us. They'll be answering the chat, answering the questions during chat, and then they'll call out the questions to us at the end of the call. So, with that being said, again, I'd like to welcome Mike. It's a pleasure having you here, my friend.
Yep, you got it, man. It's great being here. Right
on. Okay, first off, as we always do, if you're on the call and you're not a current Traffic Geyser member, we've got the 21-day offer, 21-day trial offer. It's going to cost you $1. You're going to be able to see what Traffic Geyser can do for you as far as distributing your content, getting your content out there to the masses, so that you can gain your web presence that you possibly don't have now, and that's probably why you're on the call with us, as well as a number of other tools within Traffic Geyser.
And I'm going to just add a couple little elements here too, if that's all right. Is that all right?
Go for it. Absolutely. It's your business, my friend.
All right. So I got a couple things for you. First of all, the team's been working like crazy, rewriting the system. We've got new training videos up there, and one of the things that I'm really excited to talk about today as we move forward. I was on with Robin today. We're setting up a new channel and some new training content that's going to be, you're going to start seeing it active in the next week. But Robin's taking charge of this, and he's basically making mini training videos. Like a lot of the questions that you've been submitting, you're going to see that there's actually going to be an organized place where you can go, both on our YouTube channel, we'll have a link for you there, as well as these mini videos that will also be available in the knowledge base. The net result for you is whenever you ask for some support, some help, there's going to be short little 1 to 3 minute videos that just solve that problem, so you don't have to weed through a whole bunch of training content, a whole bunch of training material. And we also brainstormed a little bit about some other ideas. But if you think about it from our point of view for you, our goal, our focus is to get you results as rapidly as possible. And that means getting you traffic, getting your rankings, and generating as much activity around your brand as possible so you start getting leads, okay? Can't do anything if you don't have a list. But the next thing is we just want to make sure that we shortcut the amount of time you have to invest in learning how to get this stuff so you do get the results. So I want you to know right now, number one, make sure you submit any questions you have. I've got about 45 minutes today, and I'm literally going to be jumping onto another webinar. So I want to make sure that we as a collective answer as many questions as you have. We're also going to talk about something I'm super excited about. We're working hard on the next big thing, and I'm going to tease you a little bit because I noticed one of the big FAQs that came across is what happens when my Main Street subscription runs out. So I do have some very exciting news for you about what's going to be coming in the future. And I was just chatting a moment ago with Paul Colligan, and anyway, I just want you to know we've got a lot of cool stuff happening. The current Traffic Geyser has been rewritten for you. We're just about to push another updated version of Instant Customer. A whole bunch of new enhancements and changes have been made. We've gone so far as in some cases doubled all the way up to quintupled the performance of the product. So it's already a good year here in 2012. It's going to be an even better year. So maybe what we ought to do, Robin, is why don't we just blast forward and start talking about what's going on and dive into some of these FAQs. Is that cool?
Yeah, it works for me. Absolutely.
All right. So let's see here. These are pretty easy. We've already talked about them pretty much. Is number one, you need traffic. Without traffic, you ain't making money. All right? And that's a big part of what's going on here. We also have another super super exciting thing that we're doing very shortly that we're going to talk about briefly too. I'm pumped about. So again, I'm just supercharged that we have so much good stuff. And again, submit questions, submit questions. By the way, Rick, I see your hi to you. Rick Durr is on the line. And anyone else, just please say hi and check in with me. Hi, Gail. Hi, Devani. Hi, Monty. So, you know, just ping me. And again, start submitting questions. Let's start getting this thing rolling. What else we got here? Bonus, okay. All right. Oh, yeah. I love this. Robin, why don't you talk about the how to submit a great question? I love that thing.
Well, if you're talking about the slide we got up right now?
Yes. How do you ask a great question?
How do you ask a great question? If it's starts with can or how, and it's something that you think is going to help you make a buck, ask it now. If it's something about that starts with why something didn't work on your campaign or in your website that you're building, throw that in the chat, and we'll see if we could get to it. But also keep in mind, I think Mike came up with the percentage. 93% of all of the cases that we get submitted to our support desk, 93% of those are answered within our knowledge base. You'll get your answer a heck of a lot quicker by taking 3 or 4 minutes to throw a couple keywords into the knowledge base, and you'll hit probably 4, 5, 6 different options that might be the right answer for you. And most of the time, 93% of the time, they are the right answer.
And I'm going to add something else. Okay, this is really important. I was just shooting some videos with Pam Hendrickson a little while ago. If you don't know Pam, she worked with Tony Robbins for 20 years. We created Make Market Launch together. And one of the things that Tony always says is the quality of our life is directly proportional to the quality of the questions we ask. Okay, I would estimate that, because I look through the knowledge base and I also look through the questions that get asked when I spy on our support tickets to just see what's going on, and I ask Lori and Meredith frequently, what are the big questions? I ask Robin this too. What do people want to know? Where's the pain? What's happening? And 90 to 93% of the time, it's the problem is the questions that are being asked haven't been well thought through. And the best way to ask a great question is get clear on what the result is that you want. When you're clear on the outcome, it's going to help you construct a great question and get to the result that much faster. And the other thing to know is what the team's been working on, and I'm super pumped about this. The entire team's been working on, we've transitioned or are transitioning all of our knowledge base articles, all of our support into one consolidated system. And to the best of my knowledge, I know this has happened with Instant Customer. We've doubled and tripled the performance and responsiveness of how fast tickets are getting done inside Instant Customer. Same exact thing's happening in Traffic Geyser. So what we're doing right now, and part of what I was talking to Robin about today, is I said, what do we need to do to make the support response timing a lot quicker? And how often are you answering the same question? And can we make short little 1 to 3 minute videos instead of focusing on these longer ones and make sure they're easier to find? So I know I probably just told you too much stuff here, but know that if you are clear with the support team on what your outcome is and where you want to go, it's going to make it a lot easier for them to answer the question. Be sure it's just a single response instead of a thing that goes back and forth, because stuff that goes back and forth always starts usually, well, I'll say almost always, just in case, but pretty much always, it comes from someone asking an incomplete question in the first place or not being clear on what they want to do. All right, so I beat that horse far enough. Go ahead.
Let me add to that real quick. An example of what Mike's talking about, folks, is you send in a support ticket that says, how come 5 out of my 10 videos failed submission? Well, we know who you are, so we go to your account. But if you've got 15 profiles in your account, how are we supposed to know which profile you're referring to?
Yeah, being able to provide details on what you're doing so we can give you good answers. That's really, really a good point, Robin. And I've got one little suggestion for you, really quickly, just a little favor you can do for me, Robin. Move your cursor off the screen, and the only reason I'm going to have you do that is because that way when we're recording these things, it won't drive people nuts when they're seeing the replay later on. Just a little tip for anyone who ever records webinars. Okay, so I'm going to answer a bunch of questions here, and why don't we move forward, unless you got anything else, which is the tip of the week.
We've just got the tip of the week, and I think this is rather important, especially for the folks that Fusion members that are on the call, as well as folks that are just joining us on the trial membership. Don't get overwhelmed. You guys, there's a ton of tools, especially in Fusion. You've got a ton of tools in there. You don't need to know everything to do with every tool in order to get started. Figure out what you want to do, what your end goal is that's going to make you your money, and if that means building a website through your website builder and getting that out there, then do it. Don't worry about all of the other 7 money maps that we have in Fusion or all of the 12 other tools that we have in Traffic Geyser. Use what you think you need right now. Then you could learn the rest as time goes, and you could make even more money. But especially for the 21-day folks, if you try to spend all of the time figuring out everything, you're going to run out of your 21 days, and you're not going to get anything out of it.
I want you to make a lot of money. How about that? So I've got a couple quick things, because I just interviewed a woman today. Her name's Kristen Moore, and this is actually a instant customer story, but it relates to Traffic Geyser. So Kristen is a widowed mother of 4. So 4 kids, imagine that. Okay, anyone who's got kids, okay, I grew up with 4 kids. I was the oldest of 4. And she's got this incredible story about how she built a list of 500 people over a period of 3 days. Pretty impressive. And there were only 2,000 people, and this was at a live event. She didn't do all this stuff online. But I said, what's the key? What's the secret? Why were you so successful? And she said, I had a deadline. Okay, so the first thing is create a self-imposed deadline and focus on your outcome. And if you focus on all the what and all the details, I guarantee you'll never get done, or what you get done you're not going to be happy with. And the key, and this is a Dan Kennedy saying, is the key to all success is good enough. So as long as you do something that's good enough, that's step 1. But also, your outcome isn't about building a beautiful website or this and this. It's about what's your goal, which is how many people's lives do you want to change or transform, how many people do you want to reach, and also being realistic with yourself. So saying I want 1 million leads or a list of 1 million people, not very realistic. But I think the key is getting started, and what Robin was saying, I'm going to parrot that. Get through the express lane training. That should be step A if you're new to Traffic Geyser. And the other one is just get focused and try to get your first site up. Beyond that, it's just getting some content up there and build some lead capture pages, and also set up your instant customer account so you can start generating leads, not just online but offline as well. So, all right, so I'll continue. I'm going to be answering questions as well. I know Tony just asked a great question. Is there still a way to purchase Make Market Launch? I'll make sure I get a link to everyone on this call, okay? All right, keep on going here, Robin. Let's talk about the goodies you got for them.
Okay, here we go. First question. What should I charge for hosting for a mini site?
Great. I love that one. Here's the answer. The answer to the question is this. In my opinion, mini sites should be a lead generator for you. They should be a foot in the door strategy. So you want recurring income. Salvation, life, and liberty begins when you have got recurring and you're not worried about, okay, yeah, I got some money today. And when you sell, whether it's your first $1,000 deal or your first $10,000 deal, you're like, yay, it's great. But guess what? Usually a month or 2 months later, when that money's gone, you're like, doggone it, if I just had $1,000 a month coming in from a client, that would be great. So I'm going to answer the question, then I'm going to give you a little why, which is my recommendation is keep the mini site down to like $100 to $300 a month. The answer to how much is directly relatable to what the value of a customer is for someone. Okay? So the value would come down to this. If you're dealing with a chiropractor, for example, the questions I always ask people is, what's a new customer worth to you? and how much are you paying to get a lead right now, and for every lead you get, or for every 10 leads or every 100 leads, I usually say 10 or 100 depending on, I know if it's a small volume business, I'll say 10. If I know they're bigger volume, I'll say 100. For every 100 leads you get, how many turn into customers? If you talk to a chiropractor, they might say, I convert 4 out of 10. I'll say, what's the average value of that customer to you? And he says, well, we usually sell a $2,500 package. So I'll say, so what you're telling me is if you get 10 leads, 4 of them become customers, and the average customer is worth $2,500. That means it's 10 grand, right? So that means the value per lead is about $1,000. But you can't charge a chiropractor $1,000 a lead; he won't make any money. But if you were paying, let's say, $250 a lead, that means he's got $750. He probably has anywhere from $250 to $500 in costs and stuff. That means he's going to profit $250 to $500. So, what I do is I just say, so does that mean you'd be willing to pay $250 a lead? I just ask the question, and they'll either scrunch up their face and be like, ugh, that would hurt, or they'll be like, yeah, that's about right. That helps me value and figure that out. So the key is you got to have a foot in the door, and if you've never done any of this before, you probably don't even know how much traffic you can get this guy and how many leads you can get him. But the key is to start somewhere. That's why I say get your first check first. My sister Ellen sold her first deal. She did it for free for a friend of hers first. The next customer, actual paying customer she got, she charged $200. Okay, that was for like a mini site and a lead capture page and a video. I was like, that's way too cheap, Ellen. So the next time she got $2,000. Well, now she's out getting $5,000 instead, and $7,500. Plus, she just started her own website, and she's selling shampoos and organic cleansers and stuff like that on her own website. And she's actually getting traffic, leads, and sales. So the whole deal is start somewhere. The first step, just make something. Go through ExpressLane, make something. Second step, try to sell something. $100 to $300 is great. Next, get some results. Okay. You're going to be able to determine that, but you want to focus on people who are willing and a value of a lead is high to them. So, again, you're looking at someone whose typical transaction is a few $1,000s. Those are perfect customers to go after. And, if you're already a Main Street marketer, we give you a list of the business types to go after. If you're a cross-channel Mojo member, we also have so many case studies and examples. There's people inside the membership area who are talking about how much they're making and what they're charging, and I'd say model people who are successful. So those are the answers to that question. I hope I didn't give you too much information, but why don't we go on to the next one?
Okay, sounds good. Okay, I think this is what you were kind of referring to a little while ago. My Fusion account expires in July. How much is it going to cost to renew it?
Okay, great. I'll answer that one now. Now I'm going to give you as much information as I can right now because you're going to notice we're going to have some new stuff coming up, okay? It'll be long before July happens, so you can expect we're going to make an announcement in April, okay? So just know that's happening in April. We're going to make an official announcement, and know that we're going to take really good care of our existing customers, and we're going to be we're actually going to be delivering more value moving forward, and we're also going to have a stronger focus on community. Okay, so here's what I'm going to just throw out there right now. If you're not already a cross-channel Mojo member, I would highly, highly recommend that you join that program because just one second here. I'm going to just do a quick test. I want to check out a link. But we'll make sure that there's a cross-channel Mojo follow-up that we send after this event is done. But the reason why you'd want to go there is you will definitely be able to see some of the stuff that we're working on at the cross-channel Mojo event, which is the second week in May. All right? But also, The other thing to know is we will be well into what the next big thing is, and we'll make sure we have an easy, simple transition for you inside that program as a member of Fusion, and again, you'll see a strong push towards community. But number one, the pricing, you'll be very happy with the pricing. We'll take very good care of you as a previous customer. B, we're going to deliver even more value. C, if you want to see the sneak peek and be part of the community, get into Cross-Channel Mojo now, and I actually sent you a link. You can join that program and know that we've got single pay, we've got a 3-pay, and we've got a 12-payment program available. So definitely get inside there. All right.
Good
next.
Stuff. Very good. Next. Why does Traffic Geyser only have a 200 megabyte limit on video file sizes?
All right. I'm going to give you an answer to that because a lot of the sites that are out there have some self-imposed limits, but I will just announce now that you're going to see a change in our file size limits very, very soon now. So you go ahead and you provide whatever answer you have, and then I'm going to leave it at that because, again, you'll see some announcements being made soon.
Okay, my answer has always been because of the fact that, with the exception of YouTube, most all of the video sharing sites that we submit to have, as Mike stated, a self-imposed size limit, and most of them are at 200. Some of them have gone larger than that or higher limits in recent months, and most likely that's one of the reasons why we are going to be changing that as well. But for the time being, the main reason is, other than YouTube, most other sites that we submit to have the same 200 megabyte limit.
Okay, and I'm going to answer a question that's not on here right now that Kevin Morris just asked. I think it's very, very relevant in value. He says, you know, did you say that? See that one? Yep.
Yeah.
So he basically just says, you know, when I rolled in Main Street 1.0, I was able to get results using mini videos and PowerPoint presentations method for 30 to 40% of page 1 results. But now this tactic doesn't seem to work. Is more, and so what's working? So basically what you're seeing is the evolution of the web and the evolution of how Google works. And I'm going to give you an answer and a reply to that in multiple parts. Okay? And for some reason, I don't know why it is, whenever you're moving your cursor right now, Robin, it's leaving black marks on the screen. I don't know why that is. It's really bizarre, but I'm seeing funky stuff. We'll blame it on Windows. All right, so no, seriously, I'm going to blame it on Windows. But here's the answer. Number one, know that not all of your traffic's ever going to come from Google. If you've installed Google Analytics, you're going to notice that more and more your traffic's coming from content sites. So the positioning, placement, and SEO results are not the be-all, end-all. Number two, if you really, really want perfect results on a frequent basis, you're going to have to build a social network. So it's important that you've got accounts created on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on all the other social sites whenever possible that mirror and match your brand, your product name, or your website name, and that they're all linked together. Okay? Next, when you put out a video, Google doesn't just pay attention to, are these keywords friendly anymore? What they're going to look for is, have you received likes and comments within a given period of time? Why do they do that? It's because they don't want a bunch of spam content out there, and they're going to look for real human beings. You can't rely upon good old-fashioned just blast and you know, in the old days when we started Traffic Geyser 7 years ago, you know, part of the thing that we were doing, we didn't even call it spam then, is we were doing something called, we were doing this resubmission strategy where you literally could take the exact same content, resubmit it like 4, 5, 10 times a day, and you could dominate like the top 30 results in Google. Now, at the time, we were like, you know, it was just this mercenary approach to getting results. Well, the fact of the matter is, yep, it's spam, so we quit allowing that, and B, the search engines not only started disallowing it, they'd purposely screen out that kind of content. So even if that kind of thing still worked, and even if we'd say, yeah, we're going to allow it to happen, Google would shut you down right away. They look for spammy behavior. So what they want, what they need, is they need constant, frequent, updated content. If you want to stay on the top of the channels, you're going to need to A, submit content on a regular, frequent basis. B, you need people liking and commenting on that content on a regular, frequent basis. Okay, that means going out and telling your list, hey, there's a new video, you should check it out here. C, you want to have multiple accounts on the social networks out there. And the other one is, of course, being able to use Traffic Geyser to blast your content, because, again, Google isn't the be-all, end-all. If you haven't installed Google Analytics on your pages, you're going to notice that you're going to get traffic from a variety of different sources. The Traffic Geyser strategy still works, which is get your content into as many places as possible in as many formats as possible. But you know, the reality is we've had to move with the times. So having articles, having content on multiple sites, having them in as many video sites is very, very valuable. One of the things that we did recently is we said, okay, instead of limiting things with you guys, we're going to give you all the sites. We're going to reduce our price and give you the Platinum Elite, which used to be $247 for $97, and give you all these sites. Okay, so we're going to let you blast out to more places for less money, and that's still going to continue to work. So I hope that answered your question, but you know, the key right now is just develop a base, develop relationships online, and you can't hide behind the glass of a screen and just, you know, blast out a bunch of spam and expect to get results. Google's looking for quality scores, and quality means community, quality means comments, quality means visitors, and focus your energy on creating high value, high quality content. That's going to be what gets them. Make sure you're building a list and you're sharing that new content with your list too.
And variety is important as well, right? Variety meaning submitting articles that go along with the web, with the video, as well as keeping your blog site fresh, correct? Multiple channels.
And by the way, Brian's asking a question. This is something to add to the front of every single presentation from now on. At the bottom on page 1, put on there, a recording of this will be made available and published on the Traffic Geyser blog. Just this little note to make yourself, but that answers Brian's question. Also helps us make a better presentation next time.
Thank you, Brian.
Good. And here's a question. Jesus Walker just asked, if we have Main Street Marketing Machines and Instant Customer, why would we need cross-channel Mojo? I'm going to just answer that question, which is this: the level, quality, and value of the training in there. We've got people. Again, I'll give you the example today when I interviewed Kristen Moore. We've got a whole bunch of folks. I'm a big lover in video marketing and social media marketing using Traffic Geyser, using Main Street Marketing Machines. What we did in cross-channel is we supersized what you can do for capturing and generating leads using cross-channel marketing, which means live events, meetings, and the number of pre-made campaigns that it comes with in the training. I can proudly say we've learned so much since we've done Main Street, but in Cross-Channel Mojo, we have more people percentage-wise seeing more and faster success than any other program we've ever had, and they're building their lists and building their databases with more than just online and video marketing. And the training that Jody and Eric and Paul Colligan have been creating and generating is just shy of, it seriously is incredible. And you know, we have this new department inside that's managed by Gabby called the Department of Irrefutable Proof. The number of people who are stepping up, who are capturing leads and building their business and making more money with less work is higher in Mojo than any other program we've ever done. So I hope that answered that question, but that's what it is.
Very good. Kim Marie had this question about the trade shows.
Oh, okay. What's the question?
The question is, I would love to know what strategies, tips, and techniques fellow Traffic Geyser users are using for trade shows.
I see it.
When she sent me the email, she referenced Fireman Mike's technique, and she wanted to know if there was any other techniques other than the way Mike does his.
Okay, fantastic. All right, and by the way, Jesu just wrote back and said, I hope it's Jesu. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm not murdering it. You can tell me if I am. You said, Gratcha, signing up today. We're looking at tested, tried, and true campaigns. You're going to get a ton in there. Okay, so strategies, tips. So I'm going to just tell you the distinction here. So Traffic Geyser is obviously made for getting you traffic and then building sites and broadcasting your message or syndicating it all over the internet in as many places as possible, as quickly as possible, with the least amount of work. I mean, that's why we built it. Now, we also have extended the reach, so you're doing social media networks as well. So Traffic Geyser by itself is made and is basically the lead generation system, where instant customer is how you capture leads, how you follow up, how do you nurture the relationship to the point of a sale. Now, when you use Traffic Geyser and Instant Customer together, think of Traffic Geyser as your online traffic generation companion, where Instant Customer captures your lead and follows up online and offline using text and email and voicemail and print. You know, you can do postcards and letters. But when you want to do trade show marketing, and if you only had Traffic Geyser, you could set up a web page, and what we've got users doing is they'll set up a lead capture page, and they'll actually hold an iPad and go talk to people and basically have them enter and add their contact information while they're holding the iPad, which is fine. But if you've got Instant Customer, what you do is you have posters, and people can text their name and email address right there, and add themselves to a campaign. So Instant Customer lets you generate QR codes, a mobile text number in 35 different countries, by the way, so it works nation or worldwide. It also builds lead capture pages, but it does all the follow-up for you. So the answer to the question is, you can do the lead capture page strategy using just Traffic Geyser, but when you combine Instant Customer, then it grows and it gives you that many more features. Now you can add and you can join Instant Customer. I know we're going to have a link inside this, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
or if you join if you join Cross-Channel Mojo, you get 3 months of Instant Customer, plus you're getting a ton of trade show campaigns that are already done for you and already built for you. So including you know, Fireman Mike has a strategy that's in there, and one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to publish this Kristen Moore interview that I did today inside Cross-Channel Mojo also. That's going to go inside there. I literally just got off a Skype interview with her a couple hours ago, but it's you know, the objective here, I think, is, again, remember there's a difference between doing online marketing and then doing offline marketing, and Instant Customer bridges that gap. So I hope that answered that question. If you know, if you have other questions, just let me know. You know, just submit it now.
Okay.
Okay. Did that answer that question? I want to make sure I didn't go all over the place.
I believe it did. You know what? I don't know if Kim Marie is on the call with us today. I hope she is. If somebody could look through the attendee list and see.
Okay, great.
Kim Marie, if you are on the call, throw a chat in there and tell Mike whether it was a sufficient answer or not.
Yep. And I got two that popped in here that are really valuable. Good questions, too. One of them was Ron Murphy just said, I'm working with show promoters and gaining joint venture contracts to offer packages to the vendors so they can beef up their marketing all year. That's basically what Fireman Mike did, too, similar to that. So it's basically if you want to gain access to a ton of people and you're doing this as like a Main Street marketer or a Cross-Channel Mojo marketer, you can do trade show marketing for the businesses that are there. Most of the time, you end up not only doing the one, but you end up capturing a bunch of them later on. So it's brilliant, Ron. Great. And then Angela just asked a great question, which is one of my ideas was to take some existing YouTube videos and submit them to your site. Will this be okay? I was afraid of the repeat content because I'm going back around onto the YouTube platform. Should I not worry about that? Okay, that's a really good question, Angela, and here's the answer. There's two answers to that, but I'm assuming you're using a tool like Download Helper, which is a plug-in for your browser. For Chrome, they also have a YouTube downloader if you're using the Chrome browser, but that way you can download any video, and assuming it's yours, so I'm going to just tell you, make sure you've got copyright permission, all that sort of legal stuff so you don't get yourself in any trouble. Yes, you can grab that video, you can upload it into Traffic Geyser, and you could submit it to all the other video sites that we support. Now, if you're submitting that video, you got to make sure that you're not resubmitting that same video to YouTube again if it's going into the same profile, okay? Because YouTube will block it as duplicate content. Now, what I will tell you is, although, I mean, here's just the reality. I'm going to tell you what you can do. I'm not saying you should do it, but if you have a different profile in your Traffic Geyser account, you can have a different profile and submit the same video into a different YouTube profile, and it won't get recognized as duplicate content. So you could change the name of the video with different keywords and even a different link or different destination page, so at least you have the same video but with different names, different words on YouTube, so you're basically benefiting from potentially getting twice as much traffic or twice as much visibility. Now, the question you have to ask yourself and be willing to live with is that spam? Okay? That's your choice. It's not mine. I'm telling you what's possible to do. So theoretically, you could submit the same video using multiple profiles in YouTube, and YouTube won't pay attention to it and won't really care. Okay? If that means it's spam to you, then don't do it. If you want to rename it so you benefit from it being seen multiple times and potentially generating more traffic for you, then it might be worth it. And I was just looking earlier today. This is the craziest, kookiest thing, but one of the videos in our YouTube account, and I don't even remember putting it up there, but I think we got it from a client years ago and I was doing a test. Someone made a fire truck video that's in the youtube.com/Traffic Geyser account. It's been seen, I think, over 8 million times. I mean, it was like, holy...
It was a crazy number.
Yeah, I was blown away. So all I wish is that I was directing that traffic towards some sort of a fire truck toy or fire engine toy this whole time and getting the check for that. But I'm a fool. All right, so moving right along, I've got about probably 7-8 minutes left, okay, and yeah.
Let's go real quick then. I'll answer this one real fast. With the like generator, I'm sorry, with Facebook changes that are coming up. How's it going to be reflective with our use of the like generator? I had a conversation with our director of development, who's in charge of all of our programming, and he assured me that within 30 days, so I believe it was by April 7th, I believe it was, April 7th or the second week in April.
How about, yeah, say in April. That's safe, and then we can over-deliver.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
By the end of April, or in the month of April, everything will be updated with our like generator so that it will reflect the changes in Facebook, and it will continue to work as it is right now.
Great. And I'm going to answer a couple other questions here that popped up, great ones that popped up, and I'm going to zip through them nice and fast here. I even asked, still confused between Instant Customer, Cross-Channel, Mojo. Is Cross-Channel the training and Instant Customer the software? So the answer is yes. Basically, what Cross-Channel Mojo is it's all the training and a community to help you use cross-channel marketing for any business type anywhere in the world. Instant Customer is the tool. So think of it like you can get the tool and the training all in one bundle, or you can get just the tool. But with Cross-Channel Mojo, we give you lots and lots of pre-written, done-for-you campaigns that you can use as often as you want, as many times as you want. And also Paul, he didn't say his last name, Paul A. says Marketing Mojo is a great community with support among everyone that's there. And that's one of the things that I love about it so much. I mean, you got people helping each other all the time, and it's also one of our primary locations where we're tracking down the latest talent and heroes as well that are going to be featured in our upcoming product promotions. And Devani asks a question. She says, I'm a Fusion user. You guys going to add new social network sites like Pinterest and Google Plus or any other new social network sites? So the answer is the team's looking at all those right now. They've been focused on new development and enhanced development. And you'll see, again, some new tools coming up here real soon. All right,
Okay.
so, and I just muted Carol Lee, by the way. I had a whole bunch of noise coming through. I was trying to figure out where it was. Just so you know, anyone who's not on the call right now, who's not speaking, make sure you mute yourself in the future. Thank you.
Okay, real quick, because you're running out of time, but how do I fix submissions or fix the issues on submissions when they fail? Well, it's fairly simple. You figure out what the reason for the failure is by going to your task status list. And this is another thing that, like Mike was talking about at the beginning of the call, I will do a short 2 to 3 minute video and put this in our YouTube channel to show you exactly how to do it. It's very simple. Figure out what the reason for the submission failure is. If it's a login failure, go to the profile that you used, go to that site, figure out what is wrong with the login information in your profile, and fix it. If it's an upload failure issue, that's a little bit different of a story because of the fact that means that we tried to get it to the site and the site didn't accept it for some reason or another. It could be something within your template. It could be the length of your video. It could be a timeout. It could be a number of different things. But we do have the screenshot button in your task status list that is working most of the time it always works, but there's a couple sites that it just gives us back empty information. So check the snapshot button, see if it will tell you why. I looked at a couple of today, and one of the reasons was the video was too large.
Okay, I got a question for you. Do you have a picture of that in here? Because I'd be confused if I were watching this right now.
I do not have a picture of this one.
All right, so I'm just going to give you a tip. So next time we do this, make sure you got a picture, because I wouldn't know what you're talking about right now. This is just Mike being, hopefully it doesn't sound like a negative coaching thing for you, but that's what I'd do is I don't know what you're talking about if I were new. So we need pictures.
There will be a video on the blog, on our blog site tomorrow, explaining exactly what I just talked about. Okay,
that sounds awesome.
Okay.
Okay, what else we got?
My video is not showing up on the website, even though the task status list says it was successfully submitted. A lot of video sharing sites nowadays are just like the article sites, where they have the videos going through a review process. Sometimes it's a 24-hour period. Sometimes YouTube is immediate. But there's other sites that take some time. It could take up to a week for your video, after it is successfully submitted through your Traffic Geyser system, to show up on your page within Dailymotion or Vimeo or whichever site you're talking about. So give it a little bit of time. If it's a week and a half, 2 weeks, and the video is still not there, then shoot us open up a case, help@trafficgeyser.com, or through your support portal, and we'll all look at the issue and answer your case for you. Okay.
Next one.
Next one. This was something that quite a few folks had asked. And I did just what you asked me to do. I made screenshots. Folks are asking, can I use my own my third-party autoresponder rather than Instant Customer? And I would assume that these are folks that are not Fusion members, that they're Traffic Geyser members. Still might want to give Instant Customer a shot. Take a look at it, because it's like Mike was talking about earlier. It's got so many options that you could use it for. But to answer the question, yes, you can. You'll go to your lead capture page within your website builder. You'll go to your Instant Customer section. You'll click on in the left slide there. You'll click on the link that says, what does it say? Third party. Go to my third party. I can't even read it. I'm sorry about that. But you'll click on the link that says third party autoresponder service, and then it'll pop up the window on the right, and you'll have already had your web form copied. You'll paste it into that box and click save, and now your Aweber or Constant Contact form is now on your website.
I'm going to say a couple things for you here, Robin, which is, you know, in case you don't know what AR means, it's an autoresponder, and Instant Customer is an autoresponder, but the benefit of using Instant Customer over, say, Aweber or One Shopping Cart or Infusionsoft is when you capture a lead with Instant Customer, you'd be able to send not just emails, but you can send mobile text, you can send voicemails. Also, we're adding the postcard letter writing functions. It's basically more flexible, and it's smarter, and it's also interactive. So when someone sends you, when you send out an email, most autoresponders, if you'd reply to the email, it goes nowhere. All right. Ours is interactive, so it actually will send you a reply from your prospect. So if you say, hey, if you have any questions, just reply to this, I'll get it. This isn't just a dumb autoresponder. Well, what it does is it starts nurturing and creating a relationship with your prospects. And the most important thing about this is, okay, so let's say you've created a video with Traffic Geyser, right? And you've got some videos out there, and it starts generating some leads for your website. Great. Now, someone who comes to your website, you got to capture that lead, or what the hell good is that traffic for anyway? So get that lead, and then your autoresponder is going to start following up. But the more ways you're following up, the more of a relationship you're going to build. And no one's going to buy anything from you until they not only have a relationship, but they also feel like they can trust you. And they want to know that they have a bond and some sort of a connection with you. And the only way of doing that is some level of interactivity. And if they know that you're on the other end, and when they reply and you respond, boom, all you got to do is pick up the phone and call them. Or what Instant Customer is so smart about is it can leave a voicemail message as well. It can leave that mobile text. So the more ways you touch them, the higher the probability that you're going to convert them. And I was just chatting yesterday, or actually a couple days ago, with Rial Andrews, who's been using Instant Customer and Traffic Geyser for his network marketing business. But again, I'm going to give you a live event situation, but the same thing can work online too. When someone, he went and spoke in front of 500 people, okay, and he got 495 leads from that event. So then he followed up, and I've got all this on video too. It's going to be posted in the Cross-Channel Mojo site as well. But he followed up with a mobile text and a voicemail and an email. He ended up getting 30 sales within 2 weeks, and he ended up generating, we basically generated almost $300,000 in sales over a period of 6 months. Why? Because when he left a voicemail message, people thought it was him. So the whole point of this is the more intimate the connection and the touch is, the more likely they are to react and respond. So just having a website, just having a video isn't enough. That's the way you get the lead. It's following up and touching up is the key thing, and that's why you have an autoresponder in the first place.
Right, and Rial was on with us last week. That's one of the stories that he talked about. Exactly that. Okay. How do I use my own domain? I've already got a registered domain. I want to use it with my website through my Traffic Geyser Fusion account. How do I do it? Very, very simple with this one as well. And there is a video that I have created that will be on the blog page tomorrow, the blog site tomorrow. The URL is right above the screen right there, tinyurl.com/my-own-domain. Just that'll be the video that you could use to set up your own domain. And it's very simple. Edit. You have to make sure that the site is unpublished first within your website builder. Once it's unpublished, then you can go to edit it, go to settings, go to SEO social, click on the down drop for, or the drop down menu for the domain name. Click on that, change it to use your own domain, and it'll open up the next field down below it, which is your own domain. You'll put in myowndomain.com. Do not include the HTTP or the www, as that is not part of your domain name. Just mydomain.com, and update it. And now, as long as you've done your redirect work with, or setting up your AHOST record with your registrar, then pointed the domain to our IP address, you will be good to go. And again, that video is going to be on the blog site tomorrow. And last one that I have here is my website has this 25% off coupon on it. I want my opt-in form to show up on my homepage. How do I do that? Very simple here as well. And the video I did this morning for it, tinyurl.com/25-off coupon. just go to your lead capture section, opt-in settings, and the first drop-down menu is the type of opt-in form. You've got homepage reveal, you've got exposed opt-in form, and then you've got transfer to a link to page. I'm sorry, couldn't remember what the third one is. The homepage reveal is for just that, just so you got something for them to see. You want to grab their attention with that call to action. The call to action in this case would be whatever you want it. In this case, it's grab the free coupon for the 25% off your first visit. They click that button, it'll automatically open up your opt-in form or show your form to them. If you don't want the button there and your call to action, click the drop-down menu, switch it to exposed opt-in form, and update your page, and you'll be good to go. You will now have your opt-in form on your home page. I'm sorry to go through this so fast, but I know Mike's got to be getting out of here pretty soon. So.
You're doing a good job, man.
Well, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you did a great job. And if it's okay here, what I'll do is I'll just do a couple little blurbs because I know you've got a couple other slides coming up here, right? Oh, yes, I know one thing I want to do. We've got Fusion. I want to talk really fast. Can you zip forward to the second to the last slide, and then you can back up afterwards? Is that cool?
Second to last slide being, where did it go?
Yeah, well, it was the Proofcast one. I want to talk really briefly about that. Is that still in there?
It's not there. What the heck?
Doggone it. What the heck? All right, well, I'm going to tell you about it right now. And it was in the last slide deck that you sent to me. Yep. All right, but here's what it is. Go to www, and I'm going to send it to everyone. It's Proofcast. Actually, create a slide here. Just stick it in there and go to proofcaster.com. I'm going to tell you something that you want to attend, and here's why. We're doing a virtual live event. We're bringing on, it's Paul Colligan. We have a special guest. His name is Grant Cardone in the first episode here. And we've got a bunch of really amazing case studies and examples, some walkthroughs, and I'm going to be teaching some list building strategies, some of the latest things that I've been doing, one of which is how I've developed, I've generated leads both on Facebook, with Twitter, and LinkedIn, doing paid and free advertising, and also how I've been using video marketing and survey creation to generate a list. In fact, I generated a list of nearly 3,000 names of people who want to buy my book already, and it's not even being published yet. So the whole point is, there is an amazing opportunity for you to attend. It's interactive just like this. It's going to be fun as heck. It's a $200 event, but it's only $19 right now. So I encourage you to sign up for that. It's going to be seriously one of the best events you're ever going to see us do, and we're doing it super cheap just because I want to get a lot of people there, because when we're doing these live broadcasts, they are so much fun. And we're going to be giving away prizes. We're going to be giving away some great prizes and some books from Grant. He's going to be talking about some sales training, and this guy is a superstar. So bringing in a headline like that was one of my goals, but I just wanted to encourage you, make sure you stop in and do that. And then in the meantime,
it is proofcaster.com, right?
Proofcaster.com. That's where to go. You can sign up, and also just keep on the lookout for our newsletter. And also, one of the things that I just want to strongly encourage you to do is inside our newsletter, we always have a link in there, an opportunity to become one of our next heroes. Look, anything, it doesn't matter how small your success story is with Traffic Geyser Instant Customer. We want to feature you. I want to feature you on our webinars. I want to feature you on our Proofcast, in our newsletter. We've got access right now to hundreds of thousands of names and people who are ravenous. They want to hear about success stories, and I've also been putting them inside my new book, so I'd love to feature you in the book as well. So I've got a split, but I'll let you wrap things up and go through the last pieces, Robin. But first of all, great job. I'm really impressed and happy with this. And also, I want to thank all of you for being here today and participating. The questions that are coming out are awesome. And Ivan is asking, I'm freaking out with the news of Fusion expiring. Don't worry, Ivan, we're taking care of you. Nothing is going away, all right? Nothing is going away. You're not going to lose anything. All that's going to happen is you're going to get more cool stuff, and we're going to make it simple, and we'll take good care of you. Just pay attention to what happens in April, all right? I gotta head out, but thank you. All right, man.
Mike,
so
thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
You got it. Good job,
okay.
And I'll let you finish up here and close, but thanks, everyone, for being here. Bye-bye.
I'll talk to you later. Okay. Well, that was one hell of a treat. Mike's very, obviously, he's a very busy man. And for him to be able to spend 45, 50 minutes with us, that meant a lot for me, or to me, rather. So with that being said, I am going to, and we talked about cross-channel Mojo. We talked about instant customer. I'm going to have, hopefully, either Meredith or Carrie Lee can throw the links up in the chat window for each of these. Instant customer, as Mike talked about at length today, it's your way to follow up with folks in multiple channels, not just in an email, such as Aweber or any of the other email services. instantcustomer.com/getsecret/ check it out. The Fusion, for those of you that are marketing consultants and you need everything to be in one site, Fusion's it. And like what Mike talked about a little while ago, we're going to have even more stuff in Fusion 3.0 or whatever the heck it is that we call it. Be on the lookout in your email in about a month and a half or so for information on that. mainstreetmarketingmachines.com/web to get more information there. And cross-channel Mojo, everything, all of 20 or 30 plus pre-written follow-up campaigns. And keep in mind, whatever the cost of these are, especially something like cross-channel Mojo, you've got 20, let's say you've got 20, even though there's more than that. You've got 20 pre-written campaigns. These campaigns are extensive campaigns. I believe some of them are 18, 20 different autoresponders. It takes a lot of time to write one of these up. And if you've got 20 of them, whatever the price of Mojo is, it's going to cost you, if your time is of value to you, it's going to cost you 7, 8, 10 times as much in cost for you to pay somebody to write them or for you to do them yourself. So take a look at that one as well, crosschannelmojo.com/web. And I'm going to unmute. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to unmute Meredith. Where'd Carrie Lee go? Carrie Lee failed on us. Meredith, you there?
Yes, I am.
I hear something. Do we have
I'm here.
There you are. Hello, Meredith. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Robin?
I'm doing super. Thank you. Do we have any other questions that have not been answered that you could that you want to throw out there? If I can't answer them, I will definitely get an email out to folks.
Sure. Someone asked about why we changed the submission tool from version 1 to version 2, and why we don't allow multiple submissions at once. And I'm assuming we can do that with the video. So I'm assuming what he's referring to is maybe the article section. Maybe we can explain that.
He might be either talking about the article submission. And who is that asked that?
Let me scroll back up here. I believe it was Kevin Morris, but I'm just double checking that.
Okay. Okay. If it was Kevin, or even if it wasn't Kevin, if you're speaking about the multiple timed submissions that we used to have in our old 1.0 video submission, the reason that we no longer do that is because of the fact that folks were taking advantage of it, and they were actually spamming stuff out, and they were getting in trouble, and whether they meant to do it or not is irregardless. But we are trying to do everything we can to protect our customers, for one, and for two, to make sure that our IP addresses are listed on each of the submissions that we do. If one of these video sharing sites or any of the sites see that the same IP address is submitting crap over and over and over, eventually that IP address is going to get blackballed from being able to do submissions. We do not want to lose any of the sites that we're doing submissions to. For one, it's where your content is going. So we want to make sure that we're protecting you as the customer, that you're not going to get in trouble with them. And for two, us as a company, because we want to be able to submit to as many sites as we can for you guys. As far as if you're referring to articles and blog sites, because of the fact that Google's Panda update that they did last year was directly focusing on duplicate content within the article directories as well as the blog sites, we made the decision again to protect you folks from getting in trouble with the article sites or the directories, that we would allow you to submit multiple articles. I think you could do up to 8 different articles in one template. The only thing you have to do is you have to change the title, and you have to change at least the first sentence of the main article body. Now, what does that mean when you're in your article geyser? If you're in Fusion, in your article geyser, or if you're just in Traffic Geyser, in your template, you after you've created your first submitter, you've got the option to add another article or add another blog site. Click on that. It'll pre-populate the article submitter number 2 or blog submitter number 2. It'll pre-populate it with all the same information from the first submitter. Again, change the title, change the first sentence of the article of the main body, and you're good to go. If you don't and you try and submit it, you will get the error message that says, "Hey, sorry, this is not a unique article." And that's mainly the reason why we did the changes in our 2.0 submission process. It's again to protect you guys. For one, it's a hell of a lot easier using 2.0 submission tool than it was using the 1.0, because you had 5 different steps and 20,000 things in each of the steps to do. So we made it easier for 1 and made it safer for you for 2. So I think that's about all that needs to be said with that one.
That was great. How much more time do we have?
Let's see. We have we probably got about 5 minutes. We're 3 minutes over, but if you've got a couple more, we can take them.
Well, there's one I think we just talked about earlier, or a lot of customers ask when they're going through the express lane training if they have to use the website builder that is within Traffic Geyser if they already have a website of their own.
Okay. And for those of you guys that don't know, Meredith is also in our support department. I think she might be, well, I don't know. I think she's doing some other things too, but Meredith answers a lot of you guys' support questions as well. So if she doesn't have the answer to it, she'll normally shoot it over to me, and I'll answer it for you. But she's very, very capable of answering most of these questions. So this question was, I would love for you to go for it. Absolutely.
Well, you can absolutely use your own website if you have one. You don't have to use the one through Traffic Geyser. The reason we implemented that is we had a lot of customers that started with us, and then they would come back and say, okay, I have my videos, I have everything ready to go, but I don't have a website to direct it to. So we incorporated that as part of our steps. However, if you already have one that you want to use, you can. You are not, you're not obligated to use the one within Traffic Geyser, but it is great. It's a fabulous tool, and it's something great to use if you want to, if you don't have one already, and or if you want to do an additional business or even set one up for a friend or a client or something like that. You could absolutely use those, but you don't have to if you already have one.
Just another added tool to our repertoire, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also, like what Mike talked about earlier, the website is a form of capturing leads. Website's not gonna sell your stuff. you still need to do your follow-up work. So whether you're using our website builder or you've already got your own WordPress website, absolutely, use your own. Use Instant Customer, use Traffic Geyser for your content distribution and creating lead pages that direct back to your website. But again, like Meredith just said, it's one of many tools that we have. You don't need to use it if you don't want to or don't need to. But again, there's many other tools within Traffic Geyser that you can use to create that web presence that you possibly don't have right now. What else? A couple more.
There's one other thing that I would like to add, because I've seen an increase in cases coming in, tickets and emails from customers that are having a hard time with their submissions. And one of the things that I've noticed when we're looking at those submissions, and I'm sure you can agree, Robin, is that they're using the M4V format, and a lot of the sites aren't accepting that, so that they're bouncing back and their submissions are failing. And I know that you've probably covered this in previous webinars, but it's just something for people to keep in mind. Maybe use some of the different formats to have better success, because for some reason the M4V is just not working with the sites right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and a lot of our users are Mac users, and their system, their computer system might be set up to default to save a video as an M4V file format rather than an MP4. So what Meredith just talked about, you're going to have, if you've got, I think we've got 18, 19, 20 different video sharing sites on the Platinum and Fusion profiles. You're going to have all but maybe 2 or 3 of them fail if you're using M4V. So we have to accept it into your media manager, because there are some sites that do use it and do accept it. But all in all, you're not going to have any success with it. Convert that M4V over to an MP4 file and re-upload it into your Traffic Geyser account, and you'll be a heck of a lot better off.
And Kevin asked for a little clarification. It looks like he's still with us. He wrote, with version 2, you can submit multiple pieces of content, but only to one directory at a time, just to clarify.
With version 2, you can
submit multiple pieces of content, but only to one directory at a time. And I'm thinking, when you upload the video, you can select all the sites that you're going to send it to as far as the video submission. When it comes to the article submission, that's when you need to make a little bit of a change and submit to one selected article site at a time.
Well, each time you add a new article, or in Blog Geyser, you add a new blog site or blog posting, you have the option to change to a different website that you're going to submit to at the bottom of each submitter. So you've got 8 different articles. Obviously, you don't want to send that same redone article 8 times to the same article directory site. So yes, you can change, and you should, obviously. If you're going to submit the same article, change it up a little bit to 8, and completing 8 different submitters, meaning 8 different articles, then each of those submitters, you will change the article directory to a different site from one to the next. Does that?
Kevin, yeah, if that isn't clear for you, Kevin, and you need just a few minutes on the phone to maybe have someone walk you through it, just send us in a ticket, and say you're still not understanding the process, and we can walk you through it. That's no problem. Just
Meredith will have no problem calling you.
Funny.
And Ron, if you're still on, it was good talking to you today, buddy. I had to talk to him about something. So anyways, okay.
And then there's one other question, and maybe if we have the answer. Someone asked if there is a program that we recommend that will shrink a video file size, and I know Mike touched on that a little bit today about the file size that we accept. But is there something out there that would help reduce the file size for someone if they're still within, the guidelines of under 100 or 200? Because I know that comes up a lot when it's high definition. And
right, exactly. And there's 2 ways to go about doing this. Either and this never hurts to take that 400 meg video and split it in half. and have Part A and Part B. Now you're going to do 2 submissions, which is going to give you even more the potential, rather, of more web presence because of the fact that you've got 2 different videos going out. You got one titled Part A, Part 1, the other one Part B, Part 2, whatever, and you're still directing them to the same website. So that's one way to think about doing it. The other, you know what? I'm sure there's a ton of free software out there, whether you're on a Mac or a PC. And to be honest with you, a lot of times when folks send tickets in to us, and I'm not 100% sure about what they're asking, and I know you do the same thing, Meredith. I go to Google and say, hey, I want to reduce my video file size on an MOV file. How do I do it? And you get 1,000 hits, and you're going to find something that works for you. So that, without me knowing a particular site to go to or a particular software to use, that would be my suggestion. Either split the video, utilize 2 videos for directing traffic to your one site, or Googling, going to a search engine, whichever one, and looking for it, and you'll find it in 10 seconds.
Okay, well, that's about it. It looks like we do have a few other questions that seem a little bit more detailed, but anybody we missed, we can follow up with.
Okay. How detailed is detailed? Because, I mean, heck, we still have quite a few folks on the call. Most everybody's still here. So,
well, just asking about package renewal and things of that nature. I don't know that that's something right now that we have all the details on, so it's kind of difficult to answer that.
Fusion renewal? Yeah, Mike touched on that. And everybody that's a Fusion member that's on this call, first of all, hopefully you all are using your package, using Fusion, using Instant Customer, and making money with it. But to answer your question, Mike touched on it on a couple of occasions this afternoon. Be on the lookout in your email. It's great stuff. What we've got going on, you're gonna get more, and obviously I can't even say as much as Mike did. So just check your emails I think he said after sometime in April. Check your email. You're still going to have plenty of time before you expire with Fusion, so you'll have a heck of a lot better idea once Mike gets that email out. And we've got to get everything ready for it to go anyhow.
Mm-hmm. And then one other question, if you want to touch on it real quick. Is there a difference between the Did you say no?
No, I said go.
Okay. Is there a difference between Traffic Geyser versus the video tool and Main Street Marketing? And I know it does look a little bit different when you're in Fusion versus Platinum, but they are the same tool.
The dashboard is the only thing different. We've got two platforms now: Platinum 2.5, which most of the social media marketing machine members went to after social media ended last December, whenever it was. Most of them went to Platinum 2.5. So we've got two platforms: Platinum 2.5 and Fusion. Fusion, and they both have different dashboards. But once you get into the tools, Fusion has everything separated: Article Geyser, Video Geyser, and Blog Geyser. Platinum 2.5 has everything all together. That's the only difference. So if you're going into if you want to submit an article in Platinum, you're going to click on your Submit Media button, and you're going to get your Video Geyser. You just have to, if you're not submitting a video, just have to close out the video submitter with the red X at the top right of that window, or the template, and then you'll have your Article Geyser and Blog Geyser right below it. Awesome.
And then there's one other little question here. If you're registered on GoDaddy, can you skip the part where you need to register your own domain or have it redirected to our site?
If you have a domain registered through GoDaddy, The question is, if you, I have my robinphillips.com registered through GoDaddy, and I want to use it for a mini site or a website. Is that right?
Yeah. Do they still need to have it redirected to Traffic Geyser?
Go ahead. You want to answer it, or you want me to?
Yes, they do. If it's not a domain name that you purchased through Traffic Geyser, through our tool, and it's not in your domain manager, and that's the only way it will be in your domain manager is if you registered it through our service, through your account. You still need to go to the domain manager at GoDaddy and have it redirected to Traffic Geyser so that you can have it hook up with the website that you build. And there are instructions. There's I don't know if anybody's noticed, but we have that the new user's guide that's in there, and that's fabulous because it walks you through. It gives you screenshots. It's just great. So when you're on the website web builders page, you can click up in the right-hand corner, and you'll see the little user's guide icon there. And when you click on that, it'll show you exactly what to do, and it'll give you the IP address to have it redirected to.
You know what the IP address is by chance?
Off the top of my head, no, I don't. Do you?
No. Well, why don't you throw this in the chat window, just in case anybody needs the IP address to do a redirect. It's 173.203.59.143.
173.
173.203.
Mm-hmm.
59. 143.
143. Wait, are there dots in between there? I have 173.
173.203.59.143.
Point. There we go. Right on. Okay. Well, I'll share that with everyone in case they need that.
Do we have our blog site up in the chat window by chance? Did anybody put that up there?
I did send it. I sent it to a few customers and made that public.
Okay, perfect. If you did, great. If you didn't, can you throw that in there?
Please? Yeah.
Pretty please. I think next week this call is going to be the Robin Phillips and Meredith Olin show.
I don't know.
You used the word a couple minutes ago. You're just fabulous.
I did? I said that? I was talking about Mike, right?
No, you're talking about me.
So anyway, let's see. Do we have any more questions?
You're looking at them, not me.
Let's see. It looks like there's a few about, mostly about the renewal and, are you going to be, okay. There's someone asking a couple times here about if the Influence Engine tool is going to be made available in Spanish. And I'm thinking the answer to that would be you'd want to chat the people at Influence Engine directly because they're the ones who provide the database, and then they could probably help you with that.
Yeah, I would give that a shot. If you've already registered for Influence Engine through your Fusion account, just go down and launch your Influence Engine account through Fusion. Scroll down to the bottom, click on if the icon is blue, the chat icon is blue, they're online and they're available to talk to you. And Phil and his team will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have.
Unless I'm missing anything, it looks like we covered just about everything in here. Oh wait, let's see. Sorry, still scrolling through. Oh, someone mentioned in here, and well, let's see if there's anything else. Pay for it. That looks like about it.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Well, if we have not, we'll go through the questions. If they have not been answered, I will make sure to answer them directly with the individual that asked the question through email. Other than that, I believe we are done trying to get another guest on for next week. I'd hate to say that he's not going to be as big as today's guest, but it was a thrill for us to have Mike available, and I just have to say it again. I appreciate him being available
and the time that he gave us. It's very rare that he's able to do that. So I know you're not listening, Mike, but you'll see this on the replay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Next week we are going to, I could get to it. Let's see. Proofcast next week is going to be more topics of what you guys are asking. I'm trying to get another caller or another guest lined up. Nothing confirmed right now. So as far as right now, next week is going to be basically more Q&A, just like we did for the most part all day today. If we do not have any other questions, even though I see the little question icon flashing, it doesn't look like it. I'll go through these. Other than that, everybody, I appreciate your time today. I know that we went over the hour, but I think we asked or we answered most every question that we had. Again, thank you, Meredith. I would like to thank you personally. You did fabulous. I didn't think you would say anything. I thought you would chat everything, but you didn't.
Your lucky day, I guess.
my lucky day. Thank you. I appreciate it. And everybody, I will talk to you next week, same time, same channel. Thank you. Thanks, Meredith.
Okay, bye.
Okay, take care. Peace, everybody.